In this video, we're covering relative frequency in terms of probability. So relative frequency, or sometimes known as experimental probability, is the frequency of the event relative to the total frequency. So usually you need some data to complete any relative frequency or experimental probability. So in this example here, we have our table, and the table shows the scores that a class of 23 earned on a maths test. So on the side, you can see score, so that would be what grade they got, what math mark they got, and then the frequency is how many students actually got that mark. So if you can see there, the 6 that I've circled, that means that the score 4 occurred 6 times, so 6 students got 4. So if a student is chosen at random from this class, find the probability that the student scored 8. So what that means is we're really just trying to find the probability of getting 8. So we then look for how many times that occurred. So that occurred 2 times in the table above. So 2, and it's over how many students were in the class of 23. All right, and because that can't be simplified, that's it. So we're using that formula that we saw in the past, where it's the probability of an event is the number that it occurs over the total trials or tests, sometimes it's called. Trials, or how many times or how many people there were in there. So the next one is scored less than 7. So that means we're going to be looking up at our table, and we're literally looking at all this here. So how many times did that occur? Sorry, less than 7, so not including 7. So that there. So 6, 4, and 1. So we go down here, and I'm going to write out our probability notation. So the probability that's going to be less than 7. Now, remember that we had 6, 4, and 1. 6 people got a score of 4. 4 people got a score of 5. 1 person got a score of 6 over 23. So we end up with 11 over 23. So again, whenever you're doing these type of relative frequency questions, it always relies upon some sort of data set that you yourself have collected, or that the question's already given to you. And you're really going to be using that probability of the event equals the number of times that it occurs divided by the total trials or times it happened or people.